Good evening, everyone. This video ramble drama video is going to be a defense of the neo-atheist. Recently, Kizzume made a video about the neo-atheist where he says that he was violated. His secure and private car ride was violated when the neo-atheist supposedly hacked his Skype and made it pick up without Kizzume wanting it to pick up. And there's a few problems that I have with how this all came to the public, because just before Kizzume published that video, made it public for everyone to see, it was unlisted, and I was in a hangout with Kizzume, and the neo-atheist popped in, and the subject wasn't brought up. And I didn't think that there was anything wrong with the neo-atheist being there, because Kizzume certainly didn't voice his opinion on that. But I guess Kizzume figured that the neo-atheist wasn't invited, and maybe hacked his way or used some script on a website to find an open hangout with Kizzume in it, just to jump in, just to stalk Kizzume. Right? Because that happened. Now, try to follow me along this path of no, that shit didn't happen. The neo-atheist is not an elite hacker. Okay? It's just not in his skill set. I don't want to be too mean when I say these things. I'm just saying, not smart enough in hackerdom to pull this shit off. So Kizzume makes this video. It was unlisted, but I knew some of the details of it already. I just figured, in that hangout that they had been resolved because it didn't come up. But in the video, Kizzume says that the neo-atheist hacked his phone and turned the Skype on and listened in on him. And so he was violated. Couple problems I have with this. First one, you already know, I do not give the neo-atheist that much credit for intellect or experience in hacking or anything like that at all. Okay? Second, I find it far more plausible that Kizzume would have simply bumped his phone and not realized it, or maybe he had his phone set to ring and vibrate, or just vibrate, and the shaking of the phone did something like rattle because it was beside him in his car, and then it hit something, and that pushed the button that turned it on. Far more plausible than the neo-atheist hacking it. Okay? I wonder why we haven't heard about the neo-atheist hacking into anybody else in the world's Skype on their phone. Why is that? Because, you see, if I had X-ray vision, I would probably have a complaint lodged against me from every nearby sorority as I'm walking through their day room, trying to get an X-ray glimpse through each and every one of their bathrooms, right? And those girls would probably think it was creepy that I was just staring at the wall that way. I'd have numerous complaints because I would use that superpower over and over again. Well, it seems that the only person important enough in the entire fucking world to be snooped on by the neo-atheist is Kizzume. In a world full of Daniel Dennett's and Richard Dawkins and all sorts of people that neos of atheism would want to snoop on, that also have Skype accounts. And for that matter, Google Plus accounts too, where they could be found in an open hangout, maybe. You know, all like there's 100 celebrities that I could probably name off the top of my head that somebody who calls themselves the neo-atheist would rather listen to than Kizzume. Why have none of those, or anybody else that we know of it, ever, why has no one come forward and said, hey, this guy, the neo-atheist, he hacked my fucking Skype? Only Kizzume, ever. Because he's the only person interesting enough to listen to when he's babbling in his car. Because that shit is golden. That's why, you know, I can't even understand why Kizzume would waste his time orating to the unwashed masses on YouTube, you know, when that shit is golden when he's in his car. You know, that's the goose laying the golden fucking eggs right into your fucking mouth. Just shitting them right down there, right down your fucking throat. That's how good his fucking speeches are in his car. That the neo-atheist would want to fucking hack his fucking phone and be able to listen in on that shit. Right? Fuck Dawkins. Fuck him up the ass. Because the neo-atheist would rather listen to fucking Kizzume. Right? Okay, so during the conversation that Kizzume has with the neo-atheist, as per his telling of the story, the neo-atheist goes along with Kizzume's presumption that his Skype doesn't answer automatically. And when asked, how long have you been listening, the neo-atheist, he says, well, for a while now. Right? And I wonder if the neo-atheist could, answer us, the question, what was being said during that golden oration time in the car? You know? I wonder if he would, be able to pass a little pop quiz on that, because he hasn't told anyone the details of that anywhere to be able to substantiate the claim that he was listening for a long time. But, and this is my interpretation here, okay? The neo-atheist smelling blood in the water because Kizzume's paranoia is taking over his fucking brain, and wanting to be the troll that he is equipped to be, he goes along with it. And he says, oh, I've been listening for a long time, yeah. I just found this new trick where I can turn on people's Skype calls. And then Kizzume fucking believes it. And, can't fathom that maybe he bumped his phone inattentively. No, it has to be that the neo-atheist has these fucking elite hacking skills. So, it reminds me of a moment that I had in my store where a lady walked up to the sales desk and asked, I saw a red end table on Craigslist. Do you guys still have it? And I said, well, yeah, it's right there. And then she turns her head and goes, oh my goodness, how did you do that? And then I looked at her and I said, magic. And she believed me. Because I run into a lot of kooky people in my store. But she couldn't believe right away that it was just her inattentiveness in walking around the entire store, you know, when she missed this red end table. Inattentiveness was not an acceptable, plausible to her explanation. No, it had to be that I was magic and that I could just point and then something would appear that just didn't seem to be there before, you know. No, it doesn't work that way. Also, you cannot magically give the neo-atheist elite hacking skills just because you can't believe that you are inattentively not paying attention to what you were doing with your elbow and you fucking hit your phone. Ugh. And it would have to take magic to make the neo-atheist that much of an elite hacker. Or even give him the ability to use a script written by somebody else. Or get him a friend in the fucking CIA that cared enough to give him this ability for this one chance to listen to Kizzume's grand oration. Right? Wow. After this little drama dies down and you all realize that the violation that was charged at the neo-atheist was actually, I'm going to say, not well examined. After you all realize that he shut his fucking channel down in the midst of this drama that, I'm going to say, kind of revolves around a delusion of grandeur that somebody is so important that somebody would listen in on them just to fucking troll just specifically them and no one fucking else. Because, I don't know, he's gay for Kizzume like I like Mountain Dew. I don't know. Yeah, after we realize this, I want you all to think about how easy it is to just say, this person is now persona non grata because, like Peasy Myers talking about Michael Shermer, this guy is a rapist, violator, trespasser, defiler of my sacred space, what the fuck ever. How easy is it to just take somebody that no one really likes anyway, no one's really close to, and just fucking paint them that way, and then have everyone fucking just go along with it? Whether or not they believe or care, just go along with it, And then somebody who had worked for just a little while and had just a little fucking glimmer of fucking YouTube fucking fame or infamy, whichever way you want to look at it, that person is shamed and then he shut down his channel. I want you all to realize that this guy just went through a shit ton of bullshit. Okay? And maybe, if you liked him just a little bit before, maybe you might want to give him a second chance. Okay? Maybe he trolled Kizzume, who's very fucking trollable if he believes that the neo-atheist had fucking elite hack skills. Maybe he was a troll. Alright? But to brand him some sort of intruder that is peeping on everyone's conversations that they're having with themselves, and that he's some sort of stalker. It really does kind of put it at a microcosm level into perspective things that we see, like PZ Myers versus Michael Shermer, and then bring it down to just, what would happen if it happened to us? You know? So my defense of the neo-atheist is, yeah, he's not that bright. He's not anywhere that skilled, all right? But as not skilled as I'm putting him, and not bright as I'm putting him, how much more not bright and not skilled does Kizzume have to be trolled that way? You know? Hopefully, everyone just realizes that everyone needs to have the piss taken out of them every now and again. And we all have a beer and sit down at the bar together and laugh about this in the future. And I think at this level, maybe it's possible. At the Shermer rape accusations from PZ Myers, not so much. That's one of those, maybe our lawyers will sit down and have beers and say, wow, those fuckers are mortal enemies right now. One of them's going to kill the other probably in the future. Yeah. So, if you want to see where Mr. Michael Phelps has decided to start anew after these horrible accusations of being a violator of sanctums in the car while we're orating fucking gold. If you want to see where he's gone after these accusations, he started a new channel. It's called Ponerd Supreme. And I imagine he's not going to be as he was before. I think his new direction is probably, well, it's probably self-explanatory by the title. And if you didn't like him before, you're probably going to like him even less now that he had whatever he did have before these accusations were launched at him. Because it really does sound, by the title of his new channel, that motherfuckers got nothing to lose but to just stir your shit. Because, it is what it is. Drama Ramble over. Link in the description box beneath Kizzume and his magnum opus de victimhood. Beneath that, I'll leave a link to Ponerd Supreme if you want to see what he's doing these days.